Hi everyone, VJ's back again. We have a lot to talk about here on What's on Deck, so let's get on with it. Let's start off with Kickstarter. First, a couple of notes to make. I mentioned to you last week a couple of decks. This one, first of all, Martini playing cards from Absolute Zero. When I was doing the video, I noticed something. I double checked afterwards, and I was right, and sure enough, after making it public, it has been cancelled. This was being run by a guy who has scammed people on another playing card project, that being Brandon Kirk. Let's see, he had his own account that was deleted that included these Celtic inspired playing cards, the Celtic Knot deck. And if you look at the Celtic Knot deck itself, it was also under another account right here for Quad City Cards, which also is from Brandon Kirk, and this one is the one that he has scammed backers out of money, and obviously he was trying to do that again. I caught it, I brought it out to the attention of the forums, it was brought out to the attention of backers, brought it to Kickstarter's attention, and it's since been cancelled, despite the fact that he denied it. Here he had $4,000 that he swindled backwards out of, and he still owes them stuff. Here you see the name Brandon Kirk. So, moving on from that, one more I wanted to mention. This one, from Grinning Rook, was originally known as the Grotesque Playing Cards, which is very similarly spelled to Lotrex deck. It was brought out to the attention of the creator, both on the forums and on his project, and he changed the name to his credit. So kudos to good that he did that. It's now the twofold Skull Devil playing cards. Actually, he just added Devil to the name because it was just twofold Skull. I don't even know what that means, but apparently it fits the theme, fits the deck. So good for him. It's funded. That's all we need to know about that. Now, what's new this week? First of all, just launched a week ago, just after I did my last video, from Collectible Playing Cards is the Bicycle Aurora Limited Edition playing card. It's going to have a foil tuck case. Looks pretty nice on the tuck case and everything. Lots of details. Currently 47% funded, 29 days to go. Still has plenty of time. But it does have a higher goal than most of the other projects. And there will be 2,700 produced, which is not as limited as some of their club decks that are only 1,000, but it's still pretty limited. Look at the cards a bit here. Reminds me of a lot of their other decks. A lot of details on the faces, pretty standard on the court cards. And the number cards as well. And in the back, a bit too much going on. I mean, it's not horrible, but it could be a little bit better, I think, personally. If they just stuck with gold and white on the backs instead of having these extra border gray details, it might be a little bit better. But it's also a little bit pricier than what they usually do, but it does have gold foil on the tucks at the very least, and metallic inks on the cards, so pretty interesting. They actually credit the creator of this one, Johnny Wham, which they don't usually do. Moving along, let's talk about this one. The Hermes playing cards from Robert M. Place. I'm guessing he's the one who's behind all the other Hermes decks. This is an Oracle themed deck. Apparently it's also on Indiegogo. It's currently, where are we here? 45% funded, 27 days to go. It's only $2,000, so it might hit the mark. My problem is, well, a couple of things. First of all, I do like the artwork. I like the faces and everything. Very cool. Different. Unique. Stands out. I'm not a fan of this back design too much, as you can see. I mean, overall, I like it. But I don't like that this image in the center is not mirror image. It's not a symmetrical, reversible back design. It's mirror image. Theoretically, if you hold up a mirror, that's what you're going to see. It's a true mirror image, as the creator says, but that's not what playing card collectors and users are looking for. They're looking for a mirror image reversible deck. The other problem is the price tag. $20 for one deck, I should say. $20 for one deck is pretty expensive. Add in $7 shipping in the US, $25 shipping international. For international, that's $45, not to account for currency, which would cost me over $50. So it's a no-go. It's ridiculously expensive for one deck. I mean, the artwork's good. I like it, but it's not going to happen for me at this expense. The reason for the high shipping cost is he wants to use priority mail or whatever it is for tracking and security purposes, which is fine and dandy. He doesn't want to have to pay for replacing decks later on, so he wants backers to pay extra for that. It doesn't say at all who's producing them or what kind of stock and finish, so that's also a bit of a turn-off for me personally, and I know a lot of others. Moving along, MPC has finally launched their latest project. It is the Impressions Foil Femme playing cards with UV technology, it says. It is 63% funded, 35 days to go, it's just a matter of time. Basically, this is the same as the last one. It's foil backs and embossed faces, the glossy embossing, whatever you want to call that. Except that it is more feminist colors. There's a pink and there is a mint. It's hard to tell in these pictures this light, major differences, but obviously you can tell this one's pink, this one's maybe a lighter blue than the last one. It's not overly creative or innovative compared to the last two projects they did. It's just the same thing in different colors, but it's kind of fun and it's still nice. It's pretty cool, and who knows, they might add on something after. Next up, Contours from Ollie Swinyard. This one is currently 10% funded, 27 days to go. It's very slow to fund. I'm not sure it's going to make it at this rate, which is a shame because the artwork is pretty nice. Nice custom pips and indexes and everything. Nice artwork on the faces. The back design's pretty cool. But I don't know why it's not happening. It's a bit of a shame because it definitely has a lot of effort put into it. It's well done. To be printed by I'm not sure if it says who's printing them or not. Just bear with me. Court cards based on Bicycle Classic. Cards actually he's planning to use Legends, but he's using Bicycle. Court cards to stylize his artwork. To base his artwork on. It's his first point card. Excuse me, I apologize. It's his first point card project, and we'll see what happens, but it's not looking too good at this rate. Next up, I just had to mention this one. Letter playing cards from Rafi Arkin, first project he's done. It's 0% funded, only a 200-pound goal, so it may make it. We'll see. It depends how many people are interested in. This, I'm not particularly interested in, and I don't see a lot of people being interested in it. It's some kind of a deck of cards. They've replaced the aces with ones, and they've given every card letters, so you can actually spell out words and use variations of games like Rummy and Hold'em, and look at that, Texas Spell'em instead of Texas Hold'em. Really? I don't think there's too many people going to be interested in this, especially as a deck of cards. Maybe for games purposes there might be some interest, but limited interest, I think. And probably fun because it's a low goal, but that's about it. The back design is okay, but it looks like it's probably from a Copeg deck of cards or something like that. Not original. And plan is to use NPC for these. But moving along. Next up, Olympus playing cards from Tom Anderley. This one is 24% funded, 30 days to go. It's going pretty slowly. This is his third attempt now. Originally it was Bicycle Olympus, then it was Legends Olympus, now it's just Olympus. Still being produced by Legends. Gold backs now instead of the blue that he was using, but it's the same back design. And he's changed the court cards to black and gold as opposed to the kind of yellowy and blue colors he had before. They look a bit better, but still basically the same thing. And I'm not sure how exactly that's going to attract more backers. I mean, the artwork definitely is better, looks better at least in these colors, and pops a little bit more and whatnot. And I like it, but I just don't know how exactly it's going to make much of a difference. But we'll see. And hopefully he gets there. Moving on. The Sword playing cards relaunched from Ember Waves, Untied States, blah blah. It's funded, and it has 8 days to go, as it says right there. Don't know why I'm looking on my page for information. It's right there. Duh. Not a big fan of these ones myself. It's just it's got a hell of a lot of details on the back designs and the faces. A little bit too much. And then you look at these spades that you see on the back design, and it just looks like it was directly taken off of Sentinel's decks, which is kind of ridiculous. Apparently 2 editions, not sure if they're both available. Apparently to be produced by NPC because he couldn't get funded with anything else. That's pretty obvious from the fact that he had to cancel and relaunch. A lot of people are not a big fan of these court cards. I know I'm not. Whatever, it is what it is. And then we got to talk about this one for sure. Jackson Robinson's latest deck. It funded in like exactly 1 minute or so. It was ridiculous. The Black Diamond Tally Hole from Jackson Robinson. It is very well funded. It is actually 100% sold out. And 15 days to go. He should have just done a 1-day campaign. It would have been fine. Not excited about the fact that they're $27 each, but there is only 1,000 being produced. Apparently, Bicycle and / Aristocrat stock. There's going to be metallic inks. The backs are going to have silver Metalux foil, so it kind of warrants the price right there, and it's on par with what USPC is charging with their Metalux decks. Jackson Robinson just had to be the first one to do it, aside from USPC. I knew him, sir. I'm sure he is definitely thinking about that. He always tries to be the first at doing stuff. There are 50 Legacy Editions, 10 Tactical Legacy Editions. Basically, those are just special limited editions, number of tuck cases. I mean, big deal. If people want to pay hundreds of dollars for these because they're limited, because they come in different tuck cases, they're different, by all means. But it doesn't grab me. It doesn't. I'm not interested in stuff like that anymore. If it was a completely different deck, that would be a different case. But I'm tired of people producing limited edition tuck cases, multiple limited edition tuck cases, just to make excess money. I mean, people are paying $1,000. You see right here for 2 of each. That 6 decks, $1,000. That's ridiculous. I don't know where people got the money for that. And this is all he's shown us so far. Is 1 back and 1 face, which is pretty lackluster considering Jackson Robinson's decks and projects. You'd think he would be showing off the full potential of the deck, showing us more artwork. And this is all he's shown us, and he's sold out. You can see everything is sold out. There's no add-ons. Although I'd be surprised, highly surprised, if there was not add-ons later on for his decks, so that you can open them, buy those cheap decks, cheap tuck cases, and so that you can open one, because he always does that. Again, it's just another tuck case, more money. We'll see what happens. Moving along, Woodland playing cards from Carla Pruitt. This is her 3rd deck. I'm not actually sure how she's done with fulfillment of the other ones, but I'm assuming she's fulfilled. Again, like her other decks, it's a one-way back design for some unknown reason. This time it's got a lumberjack plaid look to it. And the faces, animals, they're nice, but apparently they are repeating court cards, so they're all going to be the same for the kings, same for the queens, same for the jacks, which is a little bit disappointing. My preference is if you're going to do a deck of cards, put in complete effort. Don't just design free court cards and an ace and a back design and a joker. Design everything different. Like I said, this is only 0.25% effort when it could be 100%, in my opinion. No idea who's printing her decks or where she's printing them, but it's a pretty low goal. It's funded or will fund. Where are we here? It is 72% funded, 11 days to go. It's going to fund, it's just a matter of time. It is fine if you like it, there's nothing wrong with it. But there's just not much information on who's producing it or anything like that. Moving along. This, I have to mention, Red Saturn playing cards from Jose Morales Franque. I don't know why he has to use that as a name on there. Either go by Frankie Morales or go by Jose Morales. It is funded, 28 days to go. Big surprise there. Not really. I wasn't too surprised. I'm not interested in this myself. The guy claims on the project that he's an art student, and yet this is the best effort he could put forward. Really. It says right there, he's an art student. Colors important to him. Blah, blah. Well, why not use your art skills if you have them and create a beautiful, elegant deck of cards instead of just a half-assed deck of cards. And really, that's all it is. It's a special back design. The aces he actually did something with. I don't know what the hell this is. I guess that's a joker. And the court cards, he made them look like Dan and Dave's court cards from the Smoke and Mirrors. Whoop-de-doo. All he did with the court cards is instead of putting more details in, he just deleted details and made them simplified. How creative. Apparently, he's pretty excited about the fact that some of his original decks are selling for $35 and $40 and even more. I could care less. If people want to pay that much money, by all means, it's ridiculous that people are willing to pay that much money for what it is. And I also understand that he said there wasn't going to be any more colors, and right away he's doing more colors. Go figure. I don't know if there's going to be another one after this, but if you look at the uncut, you will see he's got an orange card in here, which looks horrible. Hopefully that won't be the next color, if there is another one. My opinion, if you're going to do like 5 different colors of this deck, put them all on Kickstarter at the same time and get it done and over with, instead of doing multiple projects. But whatever. Then I gotta talk about this one. Bicycle Scarabs from Scott King, Crooked Kings. It is funded, 31 days to go. Not a big surprise there. I would be surprised, however, if there is another limited edition tuck case for these that's coming out later on. I'd be surprised if that doesn't happen, because they always have limited edition tuck cases. In fact, I'd be surprised if there wasn't 2 more limited edition tuck cases for these ones. Red and blue, black and white, as you can see. Egyptian themed. Look pretty good. I kind of like the black one. Obviously, there's a lot more detail. It looks more like somebody. The white deck, it just looks like it's a drawing, a sketch. I don't know. It just doesn't look like it's... obviously, it's meant to be different and it's meant to be the same, and it's fine. And it's one that I will pick up later on, obviously. The back design is alright. I would have preferred white borders or black borders to go with the faces, but it is what it is. However, I should point out one thing I want to mention. Let's check out something very quickly while we're on these scarabs. Come on, haven't got all day. Steve Minty, who's done the Muertos and Olympia playing cards, posted an update. That's just best to look at. And here it is. As it would turn out, I'm apparently not a backer. I know I'm a backer. What the hell? Oops. So this is what I want to show you here. And Steve Minty, he was coming out with a scarab deck of cards, and you can see right here, hell of a lot better than what Scott King and King's cards did, I think. Just like Steve Minty's other decks, they're beautiful. I look forward to it. Unfortunately, he thinks the name Scarab is out, and he's trying to get other people to come up with a new name for his deck of cards. In my opinion, keep it. You probably came out with it first anyways. But, and it would not be the first time that there's decks, multiple decks with the same name, but whatever. That's that for Kickstarter. Hang on for the other decks. Alright everyone, let's talk about some other stuff that's not on Kickstarter. Not Kickstarter related. First of all, from Penguinmagic, coming soon, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks. You can see right here, white tally holes, circle backs, and fan backs. Should be pretty interesting, pretty cool. Apparently, I'm not sure what kind of information, but I think there's going to be metallic inks and whatnot. I'm not 100% sure. I've seen some information, but I forget what it was. What I do know is they were supposed to go on sale a few days ago, but apparently they noticed some kind of problem with them. They're trying to determine how many decks are affected and what they're going to do. And then they'll put them on sale, hopefully in the next few weeks. It should be pretty nice. I also discovered this deck on their site, but we'll look at it here, collectibleplayingcards.com. Use the code VGA32. Whoops, you get 10% off. This is the puzzle or puzzled playing cards. It's from JL Magic. It's got an interesting back design, if you can look at that here. Why the hell is it trying to do this? Come on. There you go. Pretty interesting puzzle theme on the backs and everywhere else, really. I'll look at some of the faces and cards here very quickly. Pretty interesting. JL Magic is the creator behind the children's deck that was on previously. Also, they have these peak playing cards that were on Kickstarter before, a day deck and a night deck available on their website. If you missed out, they're pretty interesting. And these other ones, the Brybelly, Elite Medusas, they're sold out right now, but they're supposed to be getting more, so we'll see what happens. Pretty interesting. Next up, where are we here? Spoon playing cards from the Kungfustore. It's a music shop. Pretty interesting. Faces and everything. Backs. Chord cards a little bit minimalist, but they're not bad. I do like the back design and whatnot. And the number cards are pretty cool too. And they are available at the kungfustore.com right here. Spoon playing cards. Only $8 each. Produced by the USPC apparently. So why not check it out? It's pretty cool, I think. One more to look at here. Snapchat playing cards available at Amazon.com. Not a fan of this back design at all, and I'm aware that's probably their logo, but it just looks bland and bleh. The number cards, pretty cool. Chord cards, pretty interesting, but the back design is just horrible. No idea who's produced it. Probably some cheap company, but I'm not sure exactly. Smiles at Amazon.com. interesting. Very interesting. No information really. Want to mention this one very quickly. 52 plus Joker 2015 club deck is available at encarta.com while supplies remain. Only 1,000 produced, and more than half are already gone. $35 each. I got them for a little bit less than that, I believe, so I'm happy with that. And then we move on to one more thing to tell you about here. Illusionist has some new decks coming out. They are available to Black Club members, as you can see right here. There's the Bumblebees, the Killer Bees, and the Black SWE, because everyone was screaming for another SWE deck. I mean, how exciting. Good grief. Illusionist has just gone down the toilet. I mean, they just keep producing new colors of decks that people really don't care about, and producing other decks that people really don't care about, and lying about stuff like we're not going to use the Madison logo anymore on playing cards, and then they turn around and do exactly that. And really, it looks like they're desperately trying to give members what they promised with how many free decks we're supposed to get this year. But here's the Killer Bees back design. Kind of interesting. I had no idea what the Bumblebees look like. This one looks like a poor man's version of the bee deck that were honeybees that were released by Penguinmagic, which I like. I think they're really nice. This one, I mean, I don't even know what the hell that is on the back design. As somebody pointed out, it looks like corn. I mean, that doesn't look like a bee, unless these are supposed to be the wings on either side of it. It just looks weird. Honeybees are definitely much better so far, from what I can tell. Bumblebees, I have no idea what they're going to look like. Probably similar. And Black SW, of course, we know what it's going to look like. In case you're interested in what Black Club members have gotten this year, started off with the Lion's Den, which was not very good at all, in my opinion. I mean, who wants a deck that only has borders on the sides? Then there is the Black Kings, which was alright, but Black Club members had already gotten them free when we renewed our membership, so why give them to us free again? Then there's these Sleepers playing cards, which was pretty interesting, a little bit weird. Then there is the Bicycle 52 Proof, which is just a reprint of the original Bicycle 52 Proof decks, made to be a little more magician friendly, I guess. Then there was the Absinthe V2, as they call it, which again is just a reprint of the original Absinthe deck, only with a more standard looking tuck case as opposed to a sideways tuck case. Outside of that, to me, it looks exactly the same. Deck number 6 was the SWE. I am SWE Earthnays. No, you are not. Deck number 7, which was not that long ago, was the Madison Revolvers deck. And so, very quickly, over the last month and a half, 2 months, we've gone from 6 to 13 decks. Very, very quickly. Let's look at what came after Madison Revolvers. 8, 9, and 10 was the Blood Kings, which is just a recolor of the Black Kings. The Marked 1800s, which was not even a new deck. This is something that's been out for a while. It came out last year, and they decided to give members a deck free, I guess, because they're not selling. And deck number 10, the Inverted Kings, which, again, we have already gotten for free when we renewed our membership a year ago. So why are they giving us the same thing again? Other than to say, yeah, we gave you more than 12 decks free this year. We kept our promise. And now, the Bumblebees, the Killer Bees, and the Black SWE, because we really needed a Black SWE deck. Whatever. $10 shipping. That's all I'm paying. That's fine with me. Um, when my membership ends in February, that will be it. No more membership. They would have to do a lot of very good things in order to keep me as a member, and I don't think they're going to do it or follow up with it if they did do anything like that, whatever it is. I don't know what they would have to do. A lot. But I'm getting tired of it. That is that though for this week. I apologize for ranting a bit. I will see you next time with more